Welcome along, Neil.
Yeah, I'll come. With my dog.
Episode 7. Yay! That is right. Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the US Inbetweeners. If I sound kinda down right now, it's because I am. At this point, I am well and truly at the end of my tether. I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete this series, in all honesty. I'm going to try though, because you lot seem to enjoy watching me suffer as I watch this horrendous series, so I've got to try and keep it up for the fans. I'm going to set a high target of 6,000 likes for part 8. I'm sure that that'll get smashed in no time. Anyway, let's jump right into the episode. Help me. Now, I'm going to be honest, the last few episodes, despite being horrendously shit, did actually have a bit of originality about them. Whilst there were still some stolen gags, the premise of the episodes were not just blatantly stolen from the UK Inbetweeners, and you've got to give the show credit for that. This episode, however, completely reversed this trend, because this episode is the most blatantly stolen one yet. It becomes clear after just a few minutes of watching this episode that it is a complete rip-off of the Caravan Club episode from the UK version. Similarly to the UK version, this episode starts with Will just sitting there with a bucket on his head, and this would have been funny had they not completely cut Mr. Gilbert out of this scene. The whole reason that this scene was so funny in the UK version was because of Mr. Gilbert.
Now, I will ask you how this happened and you will reply, I tripped.
But sir, if no one reported crimes, the justice system would collapse and...
I'll ask you again. How did this happen?
I tripped.
However, in the US version, Mr. Gilbert just doesn't appear. Instead, Will just sits with a bucket on his head, and that's what's supposed to be funny. Like, that's just the staple of the joke. Nothing else happens. Great show. Jay then invites the group to join him at the RV club because they are certified fur trapping zones.
RV resorts are certified fur trapping zones. Come if you don't believe me.
This whole first scene is extremely weird. The group keep making these weird jokes about their dongs, and as usual, it's horrendously unfunny.
But I'm gonna go to an RV resort where I'm playing some Womb Raider with my dong. I'm a little distracted by how many lady caves I'm gonna be spelunking. With my dog.
Welcome along, Neil.
Yeah, I'll come. With my dog.
The group then set off for the RV club, and on the way, they stop off at the service station where another blatantly stolen gag takes place, which yet again was made 10 times unfunnier. Essentially, Simon gets a text from a girl called Becky who says she can't wait to meet him at the club, and Simon asks the others what he should reply. I'm now going to show you both versions of this scene, and we'll see which one is funnier.
What shall I write?
Spread 'em. I'll be there in half an hour.
Or, so lovely to hear from you. Will be a pleasure to meet up.
P.S. I'm a puffer.
Don't put the P.S.
What do I text back?
As many question marks as you can type.
How about, pleasure to meet you, Rebecca. I look forward to seeing you this weekend.
No, try this. I can't wait to 8 = P hyphen all over your smiley face.
Lads, I think it's pretty evident which version was funnier. In the UK version, the textbook British humour makes the scene funny. What Jay and Will say perfectly sum up the personality traits of their characters, and this scene has just genuinely gone down as one of the funniest of the first series. The US version, on the other hand, it tries to replicate this humour, but as usual, absolutely butchers it. In particular, what Jay says completely strips the scene of any humour whatsoever. Instead of a hilarious response coming from a teenager who genuinely believes what he says is the right way to talk to a female, we get this immature little rat who thinks sending a symbol of a cock is in any way funny. Just get in the bin. As the episode progresses, it just stops even making an effort to try and pretend that it's not a direct rip-off of the UK episode. Genuinely, every scene from here on out is just so similar to the extent that I genuinely believe they just stole the script from the UK version and just reused it for the US one. We have Jay's dad audibly taking a shit in the caravan. We have Will pulling some random girl who loses interest 2 seconds later. We have Neil dancing alone to some random song. We have the scene with Jay's dad in the toilets. We have Simon putting on a condom and then the girl telling him to basically fuck off. And we have Neil spunking all over the car seats. What an original episode. There are a few of these segments that I want to discuss in more detail because it's just so jarring how badly they were replicated in the American version. Firstly, we have Neil dancing in the RV club, and you would think it would be pretty hard to butcher a scene of a character dancing, but this is the US version. You can't put anything past it. Again, I'll show you the two scenes back to back to demonstrate just how badly this scene was ruined.
Oh, tune! He's actually quite good.
No, wait! This is my jam! Cause she's watching him with those eyes, and she's loving him with that body, I just know.
Need I even explain why the UK version was better? It just epitomised Neil's character in the UK version to just break into dance, not caring about the other people in the room. And on top of that, the fact that he was actually good at dancing made the scene even funnier. In the US version, however, there was just no point in even having this scene. Nothing was funny about it. I guess they tried to make it funnier by having Neil sing really loudly. I guess this was meant to be embarrassing, but it's a dead attempt at cringe humour, and I would have genuinely preferred for them to just have not included this scene rather than butchering it completely. Another scene that is butchered is the scene at the end where the group discover that Neil has spunked all over the car seats. Again, I'll show the two scenes back to back.
My seat's a bit wet.
Mine is too.
Yeah, it's wet here as well.
Neil, did you wet yourself in my new car?
It's not really new.
Did you wet yourself?
No, I did have a bird back in here.
You fucked a girl in my car?
No, it's too small. Did a lot of fingering though. She wanked me off a few times.
Oh, God!
Neil, did you piss in my car? No. Then why is it wet?
I just hooked up with some girl in here. I think her name was Amber. She tasted like hummus.
That was my girl.
You had sex in my car?
No, it's too small. She just yanked me a few times.
Why is the UK one funnier? Well, I think it mostly comes down to the delivery of the line. In the UK version, Neil just casually talks about how he got wanked off with a completely straight expression on his face, and it perfectly represents the character. In the US version, the delivery is just a lot worse. It literally looks like the actor of Neil was trying not to laugh whilst delivering the line, which completely ruins the delivery and makes the scene unfunny. I don't know how many times I need to tell the makers of the show this, but you cannot simply copy the exact same jokes in the UK version and expect it to be equally as funny for an American audience. The humour of the UK Inbetweeners is something so unique that it cannot be replicated. I am yet to see one scene in the American version that genuinely replicates the concept from the UK version successfully and keeps the humour of the joke intact. This whole episode as a whole is just a shambles, and I'd say it's up there as one of the worst I've watched yet. As we edge closer to episode 12, my hope of actually seeing a good episode is slowly weathering away, and I think at this point it's safe to assume that every episode from here on out is just going to be absolutely shit as well. As I said, 6,000 likes and I'll watch the next episode. You lot smashed 5,000 on the last one, so naturally it's the next step upwards. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, like, subscribe, and peace.